So lots of events planned around these parts for this weekend to mark the Battle of Clontarf and of course the death of the last High King of Ireland, Brian Boru. And if you'd like to get some more information, the website address is on your screens now. And by the way, as well as things happening here in Clontarf, there are events planned around the country as well. In Killaloe, for instance, where Brian Boru was born, in Cashel, where he was crowned High King, and also in Armagh, where he was buried. Well now, I hate to be the one to burst the bubble, but there is in fact no historical evidence to show that Irish kings, including Brian Boru, ever wore a crown. And I know that's at odds with the image we have from our storybooks and from our history books. And now, 1,000 years on, there's one Dublin woman who had the idea of finally acquiring a crown for our High King.
I'm a cancer survivor and I wanted to make sure, like a lot of people, that we can do the research and find cures for those people who have very, very difficult cancers. I don't like asking people for money, so I said, why don't I ask people for jewellery? If they open their jewellery boxes, everybody has broken gold chains and rings and engagement rings they don't want and wedding rings and necklaces, and I thought, well, if they open their hearts and their jewellery boxes, we can find a way to cure. So this is just a sample of what we have received from people throughout Ireland. The first piece we received from Lord Inchiquin, Conor O'Brien, 32nd direct descendant of Brian Boru. This is another piece from Sir Michael Smurfit. Then I thought for 2014, because I was born over the Battle of Clontarf, I thought, well, I have to do something unique, and I decided, right, I'm going to do the Brian Boru Millennium Crown.
Nearby, in Dublin's Grand Canal Quay, help was at hand in the design tower in the form of Da Capo goldsmiths.
The idea is really intriguing, and the scale of the piece and to work on that size was an interesting challenge and something that we kind of, it's not an opportunity that comes every day. I suppose one of the first things that we did was have a look at the original artefacts and the kind of genuine objects that were from that period. A lot of objects from the period would be based on quite controlled repetition of elements, but we wanted to make a piece that was more of our time and referring back to 1,000 years ago.
The broken gold chains and things that can't be repaired, they are smelted, a particle of which goes into the crown.
In order to shape the metal, it's easier to soften the metal first, which is annealing, and now we're going to quench it and put it into the pickle pot, which will bring it back to yellow again, but then the metal will be nice and soft that we can form it to the shape we want.
Obviously we'll be working with kind of donated material as well. Some pieces are kind of formed from cast, so a lot of the decoration is carved in wax and is then kind of cast with molten metal.
Everybody who donated a particle of their gold has gone into the crown, and their name will go on a scroll as a legacy for their descendants, and that will be brought around the world with the crown. Precious jewels and nice jewellery we don't smelt. Anything that's good is auctioned, and all of the money that is raised goes directly to the Cancer Clinical Research Trust.
Then, at last, all the hard work has finally paid off.
So we're delighted to see the finished piece and looking forward to bringing it up to Dublin Castle now. It's nice that it marks 1,000 years of history, and hopefully it becomes a piece of history itself now.
The Brian Boru crown will be officially unveiled by Minister Deenan at Dublin Castle tomorrow, and the website for the Jewels for Cures charity is on your screens now. Well, we're going to take a break now, and when we come back, a little walk around modern day Clontarf in the company of someone who knows these parts very well, Marty Wheeler. We'll talk to you again in a couple of minutes.